Hi, welcome to day one of the science portion of my completely free UPCAT review. Hi, I'm Hakim. I'm currently studying BS Biology in UPLB and I made this curriculum para matulungan kayo na makapasa sa UPCAT while reviewing for just 1 month. Again, this is just a cram review so hindi to deep dive in any way and ang priority ko is maintindihan nyo yung mga concepts instead of memorize them para may masagot kayo sa exam kahit papano. And I'm sure napapasa kayo basta just watch these videos and I'll make it simpler for you. Okay, let's go. Let's start. So, ang unahin natin sa science is chemistry kasi favorite ko yan. Para ma-start natin to, i-define muna natin kung ano ba ang matter at kung ano ba yung four states na yon. Basically, matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Ibig sabihin, matter is anything. Matter is etong pencil na to, itong wallet na to, itong iPad ko na to. Because it takes up space, may volume. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Because it exists. Nandito siya. That's why it's matter. Classified as matter. On Earth, we mostly deal with three states. But a fourth exists throughout the universe. Kasi di ba sanay naman na tayo na three states of matter na tawag because that is solid, liquid, gas. Pero inad ang plasma. Ngayon, alam kong alam niyo na to, pero let's still differentiate. Ano bang pinagkaiba ng tatlong to? Ang solid, liquid, gas. Ang solid is may fixed shape and may fixed volume. Particles are tightly packed and vibrate in place. Okay, ano ibig sabihin nun? May fixed shape and may fixed volume. May fixed shape siya katulad ng wallet na to. Ang shape niya is, ito yung shape niya. Wallet shape. Tapos may fixed volume ka because it occupies space. It takes up space. See? Now, ayun yung ibig sabihin ng solid. Particles are tightly packed. Kumbaga, ganito siya. Let's draw it. Kumbaga, it's like this. Pack, 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 pack. That's why you can touch it. Because, as you can see, sobrang compact ng atoms, kaya nahawakan mo siya. Now, ang ibig sabihin naman ng liquid is, it has fixed volume but takes the shape of its container where particles slide past each other. Fixed volume, ibig sabihin, it does take up space but it takes the shape of its container. Mag-isip tayo ng example ng liquid. For example, water. Water is, wala naman siyang shape, di ba? Kasi kapag halimbawa may baso ka dito, ibuhos mo yung water, ang mangyayari is, iti-take niya lang yung shape ng container. Di ba? Magiging kung anong hugis siya ng baso. Pero wala siyang hugis na iisa lamang. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng liquid. Particles slide past each other kasi hindi siya super compact like solids, unlike solids. Medyo ganito pa siya. See? Ayan, medyo ganyan ang mga liquid. Yung arrangement ng atoms. Ang gas naman is, there is no fixed shape or volume. Particles move freely and spread to fill any space. Ngayon, tanggalin mo sa isip mo yung gasolinahan. Hindi liquid ang gas. It doesn't have a shape nor volume. Particles just move freely and spread to fill any space. Para nag-spread lang siya sa mundo para ma-fill niya yung space na yun. Gets? Now lastly, plasma, an ionized gas where electrons are stripped away and it is found in stars, lightning, and neon signs. Basically, sa outer universe na yung plasma na yan. Okay, ayan, may teaching analogy ba dito? By the way, guys, this reviewer, I'm willing to give it to you for free. Just DM me on my IG. It's in my bio. The link is in my bio. And I'm willing to accept any donation since free nga lang tong Upcat review na to. So, kung natulungan ko kayo in any way, kahit 50 pesos lang, please send some to my GCash kasi I'm a desperate college broke student na walang pambayad sa renta. Okay. Continue tayo. Number 2, classifying matter. Pure substances versus mixtures. Isipin nyo na ngayon. Hindi mo siya kailangan i-memorize, just understand. Pure substances versus mixtures. May dalawa, di ba? Ganito ang technique sa pag-memorize. Bilangan mo muna siya. Pure substances versus mixtures. Tapos, under pure substances, you have element and compound. Oh, ganito yan. Pure substances, baka nasulat ko. Meron daw siyang element and compound. Oh, ang pinagkaiba ng element at compound, ang element is it's one type of atom lang. You're familiar with the periodic table, di ba? Lahat ng nandun, they are called elements because one type of atom lang ang nandun. Kumbaga, if you have a gold bar right here, lahat yan, gold, 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 gold. Ganun ang mga element na sinasabi. Tapos, or a compound. two or more elements are chemically bonded. Let's take note of the phrase chemically bonded. For example, water. Ang water kasi, di ba, ang formula ng water is H2O. Ang H2O is sinasabi na may dalawang hydrogen, tapos may isang oxygen. Ganyan ang water. Okay. Kaya sinasabi na dalawa siya, dalawang elements na kinemically bond, which are hydrogen and oxygen. Kaya nga ang definition dito is there are two or more elements chemically bonded. For example, is water. Gets yun, gets nyo yung pure substances. If masyado ako mabilis, then you can replay this anytime kasi this is a live naman. Pwede nyo namang i-pause or i-backward kasi nga video naman to. Okay? Sunod naman is mixture. Mixture is two or more substances na physically kinombine. They are not chemically bonded. Not chemically bonded. Ano ang keyword dito? Physically combined. Ang mixture is physically combined. Physical, hindi chemically bonded. So, huwag kayong malilito between compound and mixture because a compound is chemically bonded while mixture is physically combined. Gets? Gets yun. Now, may dalawa na naman tayong example ng mixture which is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Ang technique ko para maklasify ko agad sila is dapat tinitingnan mo yung prefix nila. Homo, para sa akin, I don't know if this is the exact meaning, but homo is like one. It's mixed. Like, I mean, it's like one. Uniform. Ganon, ang homo. Hetero naman is separate. Magkaiba. Okay, so let's differentiate properly. Siguro alam niyo na to kasi grade 6 pa naman to tinatarakay eh. Homogeneous mixture is uniform throughout. For example, salt water. Kasi hindi mo nakikita yung separate parts. Isipin mo, try mo to. May tubig ka, may baso sa tubig, tapos nilagyan mo ng asin. Hindi mo makikita na, uy, ayun pa rin yung asin, no? Hindi pwede yon kasi magbe-blend lang siya sa water. Ganun yung mangyayari. That is called the homogeneous mixture. Now, ang heterogeneous mixture naman, it is uneven. There is visibly different parts. Example is halo-halo. Kasi 'di ba ang halo-halo, may tubig, may ice, may prutas, mga ganun-ganun. And kita mo pa siya na separated sila differently. Ganon ang heterogeneous mixture. Get so far? Okay. Okay, so add muna tayo guys. May yellow basket ako dyan. Vitamins yan na nakapagpatalino sa akin kahit paano. It's the reason why I'm so good at memorizing and it's also the reason kung mapayat ka is magiging malakas ka kumain, nakakaputi rin siya. So, please go by that guys. Yan sa showcase ko. Okay, so let's try these examples. Gold bar, air, salad, salt water, and pure water. Ang gold bar, guess what? Ang gold bar, it's an element. It's a pure substance and it's an element. Bakit? Kasi nga gold. Makikita mo ang gold sa periodic table. Yung AU, di ba? Pure water is a pure substance. What is it? Is it a compound or an element? Again, it's a compound because H2O. Di ba? May isang compound is again kapag kinemically bond mo ang one or more elements. Okay? H2O. So, air naman tayo ngayon. So, tingin mo, anong air? Homogeneous, mixture kaya siya, pure substance? Ay, mixture kaya siya? Or pure substance? Tama. It's actually a mixture because it is a mixture of gases na binblend evenly. It's a homogeneous mixture ang air natin because it is made up of different gases. Okay? Ang salt water naman, it is a homogeneous mixture as I explained earlier. Salad naman is katulad na ng halo-halo, it's a heterogeneous mixture. So far, sana gets pa yon kasi this is still the basics. Sorry kung masyado ako mabilis because basics pa lang naman to so I don't see the necessity of slowing down. Okay. Inside the atom. Ngayon, dun naman tayo sa loob ng atom. So, kita nyo may mga sulat-sulat na yan kasi nag-video na ako kanina tapos ang pangit pala ng audio. Sayang tuloy. Okay, inside the atom naman tayo. The atom is the basic building block of matter. Siya yung pinakamaliit. Building block basically means building block. Siya yung what makes up matter. Siya yung pinakamaliit na bagay. Okay? The atom is the basic building block of matter. It has a dense central nucleus containing positively charged protons and neutral neutrons. So, ang sinasabi niya, ang atom, isipin niyo guys, may atom ka, tapos meron siyang nucleus dito. Ito, kunwari, nucleus to. Dense yan. then central nucleus, tapos nandiyan yung protons, tapos nandiyan din yung neutrons. Tapos may mga electrons diyan na nag-orbit. Gets? So, i-differentiate muna natin. Ano nga ba ang proton, electron at neutrons? Ang ang proton ay positive, ang electron ay negative, tapos ang neutron ay neutral. Okay? Ayan, no? It's surrounded by a cloud of negatively charged electrons moving in orbitals. Ayun. Ito ang kailangan nating aralin ngayon. Atomic number, mass number, ato, mhm. Atomic number, mass number, isotopes, and ion. Ang atomic number, guys, let's see. For example natin, lithium. Lithium, 'di ba sa periodic table, may makikita kang may number sa diyan. Tapos nakasulat dito, lithium. Tapos nakasulat dito yung mass niya, kumare 7.0. Yan. 'Di ba ganyan yung periodic table? Isa-isahin natin 'to. Ito yung ito yung symbol. Yun yung symbol ng element. Ito yung element name. This is called the atomic weight. Gaano siya kabigat. And ito is the atomic number. Now, interestingly enough, naka-arrange by atomic number ang periodic table natin. Tapos, yung atomic numbers actually, hindi lang siya para magkakasunod-sunod. Atomic number is the number of protons and this defines which element it is. Halimbawa, ayan, kung sabi mong third element, ibig sabihin nun lithium, and it means that it has 3 protons. Wari, an element that has 8 protons, automatically that's the 8th element in the periodic table, which is oxygen. Gets yung atomic number. And ang mass number naman is protons plus neutrons. Mass number siya, tinatawag siya na mass number kung saan pinag-add mo yung protons at neutrons. Hindi na binibilang ang electrons because masyadong magaan ang electrons and the number is too insignificant para masabi siyang relevant sa mass number. So, ang pinag-add na lang is protons plus neutrons. We have an example mamaya, an exercise, para masanay kayo kung paano i-calculate ang mass number. Okay? Ang isotopes naman is atoms of the same element. Ibig sabihin, may same protons. Kapag same element, ibig sabihin, same protons, di ba? But a different number of neutrons. So, a different mass number. Ano daw? Ano daw? Sabihin natin, ano daw? Atoms of the same element. Kasi, siguro nalilito kayo, bakit atoms of the same element? Kasi nga, halimbawa, gold. Lahat na nandito gold. Kaya sinasabing atoms of the same element. Kunwari, bilog ang carbon. Kunwari lang ha. Lahat na nandyan, carbon. Oh, itong element na to, ayan yung carbon, lahat yan, carbon. Gets? Kaya atoms of the same element. Okay? Ibig sabihin nun, magkakapares lang ng protons. Kaya same protons. Baka kasi nalilito kayo eh. But a different number of neutrons. Pwede yun guys. Pwede silang magkaiba ng neutrons. And ano magiging result kapag magkaiba ng neutrons? E di magkakaroon ng ibang mass number. Kasi nga, mass number equals protons plus neutrons. So, ang sinasabi ko dito, pwede yun. Pwedeng same element, pero same element, ibig sabihin, same ng atomic number, pero magkaiba ng neutrons. Pwedeng mag-iba yung neutrons, guys. Ganun siya. Halimbawa nito is itong example na to. Itong carbon isotopes na to. Ang carbon, yan, ayan, halimbawa, 6 yung, ano niya, halimbawa ito, 6 yung atomic number ng carbon, di ba? Tingnan nyo sa periodic table niya, 6 ang carbon. Tapos, pwede siyang maging 12 ang, pwede siyang maging 12 ang neutrons, pwede rin maging 14. Ayan. Ay, mass number pala. Sorry, mass number. Yan. Kaya nagkakaiba. Although same element sila, same number of protons, pero magkaiba sila ng mass number. Ganun sila. Yun ang isotopes. So ngayon, focus naman tayo dito sa fourth, which is an ion. Ion is basically an atom that gained, ibig sabihin nagkaroon, or lost, ibig sabihin nawalan ng electrons. Tapos kapag mangyari yon, kapag mawalan siya o kaya magkakaroon ng tinatawag na charge. Gaining electrons makes a negative anion. while losing electrons make a positive cation. Ano raw? Ang sinasabi lang, kapag nagkaroon ka ng electron, magkakaroon ka ng negative anion. Nakakainis naman, di ba? Kasi nagkaroon ka na nga, naging negative pa, di ba? So, medyo conflicting siya. Gets ko yon because it's a struggle that I went through. Ang isipin nyo na lang, ang electron ay masamang tao. Kaya kapag magkaroon ka, magiging negative ka. Kapag magkaroon ka ng anion, magiging negative ka. Kasi masamang tao siya. Yun yung isipin nyo. Now, tapos kapag mawalan ka ng electron, ibig sabihin, nawalan ka ng masamang tao, kaya magiging positive ka. Okay, para maalala nyo ng maayos ang anion tsaka cation, ang anion, negative, di ba? Tingnan nyo yung letter N siya dyan, no? Dito. Ibig sabihin, negative. Kasi N, negative, di ba? Oh. Ang cation naman, positive. Kasi tingnan nyo tong T dito. Ganyan siya, letter T. Parang plus, kaya positive. Ganun lang yung palatandaan doon. Ngayon, bigyan natin ng example. Oh, sabihin natin sodium. Sodium, oh, sulat muna natin. Cation, positive. Positive ion. Ang anion, negative. Yan, sulat natin dyan. Ang sodium kasi, ito medyo hindi pa naman super advanced, pero malalaman nyo rin sa next video natin sa science. Ang sodium kasi is, nagbibigay sila ng electrons. Sodium kasi is the 11th element of the periodic table. Nagbibigay sila ng electrons palagi. Now, ano ibig sabihin kapag nagbibigay? Kapag nagbibigay ka, di ba, mawawalan ka? Ibig sabihin, maging positive ka. Gets? Ulitin natin. Kapag nagbibigay ka, nawawalan ka. Si sodium, binigay niyo electron. So, nawalan siya ng electron. Nawalan siya ng masamang tao, nawalan siya ng negativity. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Magiging positive siya. Kaya positive ang sodium. Sodium kasi itong Na, not sodium, ha? Oh, paano naman nagiging negative? Sabi natin chlorine. Ang chlorine, which is the ninth element, that's the ninth element of the periodic table. Ang chlorine is um, ang chlorine is lagi silang nangunguha ng electron, magnanakaw yung mga yan. Tama. Ang chlorine is laging nagnanakaw ng electron, nangunguha sila ng electron palagi, ang mga chlorine. Kaya, so, anong nangyari, di ba? Nanguha ka, ibig sabihin, nag-gain ka. Pag nag-gain ka, nagkaroon ka. Pag nagkaroon ka ng masamang bagay, masamang tao, ibig sabihin, naging negative ka, kaya naging negative sila. So, siguro alam nyo to, yung NaCl na yan, that is actually table salt. Yan. Wala. Oh, ayun lang. Tapos na tayo doon sa discussion sa chemistry. So, let's have an exercise. Sabi dito, think of an atom like a barangay. Hindi. That's just a teaching analogy. By the way, guys, itong learning material to, I'm willing to share it. Just punta lang kayo sa Instagram ko, DM nyo ako na gusto nyo. Tapos, kung gusto nyo mag-donate sa akin, okay lang naman kasi nga I'm broke as fuck. Kaya ako ginagawa to. Okay, worked example. Barahin natin to. Sabi dito, an atom has 17 protons and 18 neutrons. Identify the element, atomic number, and mass number. An atom has 17 protons. Oh, 17 protons. Ano ibig sabihin ng 17 protons? Ibig sabihin, you're looking for the 17th element in the periodic table. Ang 17th element sa periodic table, check nyo sa periodic table nyo, but I know that it is fluorine? Chlorine. Oh, chlorine pala, chlorine. Chlorine. Oo nga, mali ako guys. Mali ako dito. Cl pala, F pala yung naisisip ko na ninth element. Oo nga. Pero either way, tama pa rin yan. Mali lang ako sa sinabi kong ninth element siya. Ang chlorine kasi, ang chlorine it's the 17th element in the periodic table. O, ibig sabihin, Cl plus 17. sinasabi dito na may 18 neutrons ang chlorine. Identify natin yung element. Identify na natin. That's the chlorine, di ba? Atomic number is 17 kasi 17 protons. Okay? And mass number. So again, para makalculate mo ang mass number, ang gagawin mo lang is protons plus neutrons. So 17 plus 18 is equal to 35 and that is your mass number. Okay, that's all for today's video about science in our science portion sa ating free UPCAT review. Okay, ang next topic naman natin is periodic table trends, which is actually my favorite topic in chemistry. And yun lang muna for now. Again, guys, I'm willing to accept any donations na kaya nyo ibigay. Just visit my pinned video. Andun yung Gcash ko. And kung gusto nyo tong learning material na to and other mock exams, just DM me in my IG account, pinned in my bio, para makuha nyo yung mga learning material na to. Okay, bye-bye guys. Sana may natutunan kayo and good luck.